Just getting ready for the new year, getting this men's group together, getting my goals and everything together. Just getting ready for the new year. I mean, it's already here, but doing what I need to do to prepare.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same here, brother. Same here. That's why I wanted to tap in with you. I know we got the men's group up and cracking, but everybody we getting officially started with them on the first and like with the 75 hard challenge.
Yeah, I think we need to have like activities. Like I don't want to have no boring group, and I want to keep people engaged. Like I've been in groups that it's like, what am I doing here? I want people to come here and actually get some engagement, get some results, stay active, and actually have us collectively level up. So 75 hard as fuck, and I was scared of it, and I seen people do it, and I was like, I can't do that shit, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the results, and I'm gonna show the other men how we can collectively get results. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the 75, and then I'm gonna try to keep something. Not try to. I'm gonna keep something, some activity for us to do. So even after 75 hard, we're gonna be working on something else, some type of meditation practice, some type of morning routine, some type of something to just keep us pushing throughout the year.
Man, I love it. Yeah, I actually got my contract written up. It's gonna be lit. Everybody get their contract. They sign it. Make their commitments for the 75 days. I think that's the perfect type of group to have. And building with your brothers and whatnot. But I know you were talking about what was it? Adding some extra channels. We had some channels already, but like, what were those channels you were thinking about?
I think we should make channels based on whatever our crowd is into. So naturally, I thought about putting in a sports channel too, just so people can have like sports talks. Because it don't have to be all business. It don't have to be all spiritual. It don't have to be all fun. But I definitely want to add the different channels. Like so, we got the entrepreneurship. We got the venting room. Um, shit, what other rooms we got? We got the general where everybody can talk. Actually, I know we got like a bunch of rooms. I don't forgot the damn rooms. Oh, dating and relationships, the book club, all that is super valuable. And I was thinking about a sports room. Sky mentioned a fatherhood room for the fathers to chat. But I think whatever comes up in a general chat, if it's an abundance of it, then I feel like it deserves its own channel. So like even AI, we definitely gotta talk about AI because that's the future. But all the things that's gonna help us level up and just help us build community.
Okay, that's lit. So, speaking of community, like I know we got the group. It's obviously geared towards men's support group. But like, if you were to summarize what the mission is, what would you say that is for the group? Like your goals, things that you see for the future, even the why behind it.
Yeah. Well, it all it came from us. From our mentor and mentee relationship from the army. Like you told me, you was looking for a mentor, and I've always been a mentor, but I never stepped into that place with confidence. I helped people out, and I gave direction. I was doing all the mentorship stuff, but you remember when you was just like when we was talking about it, I was like, nah, I don't really want to have the title of a mentor because I felt like it was too much pressure to perform because at that moment I didn't feel 100% secure in myself. I'm like, I'll help people out when I can, but for me to call somebody a mentor, that's like a lot of pressure. But you showed me that, nah, nigga, you are a mentor and you are helping me out a lot. And I'm following your lead and direction and getting results. So I'm like, man, this mentor mentee thing and this brotherhood thing is super powerful. And just through the years of us being in the army, how fast we've been able to develop and even like connecting with Sky and building with him and learning from him and from his personality type and your personality type and how you take direction, how he takes direction, how you lead, how he leads in a healthy way has helped develop me too. So I'm like, damn, if I got two brothers that I'm elevating from supremely, when we get more brothers together, like we should all be able to collectively elevate. And it's just my mission to help. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like I was put on this earth to help people, and the brothers need help. I always thought the help should go to women because I naturally gravitate towards women. So I was always coaching up and mentoring women and even doing it in relationship spaces. But with you, I saw how he was able to elevate so fast. I'm like, nah, this energy I've been putting into women, this deserves, or this needs to happen with the brothers, with the homies. Because I actually had underdeveloped relationships with men because I put all my energy into women. But from meeting you and us building on deeper levels, I'm like, nah, men need to collaborate. Men need to build and grow together and have community and have safe spaces to talk to each other and really figure this manhood shit out together. Because, niggas ain't got fathers out here like that. I mean, some people do. I didn't, and, all of that adds up to community coming together, building the empire. And everything is about building the empire. Because as a man, you already know my mission and your mission, and we building empires for our family. And I just want to help other men do the same.
Okay. Yeah. I was I was excited about the group because I know we've been talking about for years, just having more like-minded people around, networking, building, also having a hub spot because we was talking about just us connecting with other men as well too, and how much game we shared. So with the group, I'm definitely excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm actually surprised too because we ain't even officially launched yet, and it's so much motion. Like
Man, it's crazy
I
because like
can't.
people are in there talking and connecting just off the strength of us. Because I brought people in there, you brought people in there, Sky brought people in there, and we got people that are already highly vetted. And even if they not the supreme top tier men that they feel like they need to be, at the end of the day, they know they got good hearts and they're here to grow. And they came on behalf of us, so they know it's a good place to be. And that's what we built. That was our core foundation of what we built with the men that we've been dealing with. And when we bring all these men together, something good has to happen from it. And the conversation is already lit. You know what I mean? And we ain't even got started yet. So yeah, on the first, it's going up. And like I said, we're gonna be posting results from the Hard 75 challenge and going up together.
Yeah, and I love how it's organic too. Like I was saying previously, um, all the steps that we did leading up to this point, even though some of it was just from a flow standpoint and naturally aligned itself, we started us talking every day, like I was saying, then expanding it to a smaller group chat, which was cool. Then making that group chat a little bit bigger on iMessage before we even did like several other steps, and then got to the rollout, which we got coming up on January. So
Even
it's
even looking at other people's groups, because we looked at like the Andrew Tate format and how he had a war room and a collection of men that was building, and we seen the results. Because even your homeboy joined his group and we saw him shift, we saw him level up. He was inspired, he was ready to go to get underneath that Andrew Tate kingdom and take his principles and level up. We seen it with Goldie, we seen it with Mr. Organic, we seen it with all of these people, all of these influencers. They got their group, so we feel like we know as much as or more than them, or have a interesting perspective on life too. So why not us create our own group? Yeah, but it's definitely been a journey, because we was even supposed to start this in June or July, and you was just like, man, let me just get this started now. So definitely appreciate for you for lighting the fire, because I wasn't even mentally prepared to get this going, because we got so much going on for the new year. But it's good that you got that fire lit, because now we here and now we got people already engaging and building. Even the suggestion to make an emotional support room, like that's powerful, because there's already people in there, airing out their grievances and getting it off their chest. Because maybe like that person that was speaking, or the people that was speaking, didn't have anybody to like vent to, and they able to come to our group and really just let that shit off their chest and separate from it. Because a part of purging is verbally, saying and then letting it out. So I mean, like I said, we ain't even started yet, and people already like, hey, look, I got this on my mind, I want to let that shit out. And that is powerful for us, for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting you say that. Uh, with us being men, we go through different, excuse me, challenges and things that we go through on our evolutionary process to be the best version of ourselves every day, right?
Hmm.
So, what would you say Because I know the group, we're coming together, we're building, and we're overcoming those challenges because we also gonna be able to share games. So what would you say, in your opinion, are some of the biggest challenges men face in today's society?
I think we've been brainwashed to believe that money is our only value. And so a lot of dudes going through it with money right now. That's what I noticed. I think people be a little wigged out about money. And I ain't gonna lie, I mean, that was me too. I mean, I finally got to my, steady income and my residuals and my investments and all of that, but I'm still pressured for money because I want to do more. I want to give my girl a new house, new car. I want to get my mom, new house, new car, new situation, retire them. So the pressure is always there for money, but uh we got to know that we have other value too. Like, don't get me wrong, we're gonna get to the bag, but emotional support for the people around us, being strong, being stoic, being understanding, having those conversations, leadership, sharing our experiences. Even if we broke, we still got experiences. Being fit and being healthy, those are all valuable traits that we have as men that we could showcase to the world. But yeah, I think a lot of dudes be wigged out about money, and we gonna be able to come together and share money resources, money angles. I definitely got a lot of things that I've done and I've grown in the financial spaces, like CDs. A lot of people don't even know what a CD is. I didn't know what a CD was maybe 4 years ago. So if I had a group and somebody was like, hey, you can get 4, 5, 6% interest on your money, and you can let that build up in the background and have another savings and have other investments, like, nobody never told me that. So I really want everybody to get to the highest level of, like, whatever it is. If it's finances, if it's mental health, if it's physical health, and be elite men, because I think the state of men right now is a little diminished, because it's like, if you ain't getting money, if you ain't 6'4", if you ain't jumping out the gym and dunking on niggas, if you ain't got big rings and jewelry, if you ain't on a private jet, you damn near feel like shit. But the reality of it is, it's only 1% of men that's really living like that. And if you're not living like that, that's okay. You still have value. Some dudes will ball out. Some dudes will have above average income. Some dudes will have average income. But we all got a space in this thing of value and importance. And I want to spread that message and, let people know we all got value. And, just keep the energy up, because the internet be beating niggas up. I mean, would you agree or no?
It's all about where you're at in your journey, man. Some of us are going through it, some of us aren't. But I've definitely been there before. So
So
it's interesting.
So I got a quick question for you. Not to cut you off,
What's up?
but I cut you off. So like, with the internet, like, how do you feel like the internet is, like, messing with the psyche of men? Because we see the stuff, we absorb all of the memes and the podcasts and stuff. So how you feel like that, like, shifted, like, how men perceive themselves?
That's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's so many things to it. You know what I'm saying? That topic is so vast. I guess just to kind of point out a few angles is, I know it breeds insecurity in some dudes. I also know it breeds frustration in others, like when you watch the niggas off of Fresh and Fit trying to get their revenge for not being cool at one point or some weird stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But how I look at it is, the internet is like a big lunch table, like in high school. Like, a lot of niggas grow up, but, like, niggas don't really be growing up in awareness. So when it comes to, like, men and how we do things, I don't know. It's just a whole nother world we gotta conquer that don't even fucking exist on top of the other things we already gotta do. I do think, how do I want to word it? I do think that the reason why the internet is so impactful to men is not because it's impactful to men. I think the internet is impactful to men because it's impactful to women. Dudes want to be in relationships with women. I'm trying to say 7 different things at once, but yeah. So based off of the energy and the frequency and what women is talking about and how they move it and they change, they kind of set the culture because they put the guidelines on who's going to get approved to get that magical box or not, and that influences dudes
That magical
heavy.
box.
Yeah, that influences dudes real heavy. Um, and I said again, why I think I said before, it affects every dude different because some dudes it influences them. All right, this, that, and the third. I'm going to make these adjustments to get the magical box. Some dudes, it makes them feel like they're unworthy. Some dudes just kind of take their own path. They get what works for them, which is also a perspective. But at its core, we all still want cheeks, regardless. And the internet is real big on influencing men with that.
It's interesting. It's because with me being 39, I grew up in the era where the internet wasn't so impactful. So how I related to women is different from the 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old dude. The dude that's in high school, freshman, sophomore in college right now is dealing with a different type of woman that what I dealt with growing up. And the crazy part about it is we was able to fall back on traditional ways of like our fathers and what they did in the 80s. And it wasn't a new social dynamic. We was able to fall back on what worked for our big homies and what worked for our dads and what worked for their dads. What's happening right now is the stuff that worked for us and worked for our dads ain't working for young men right now. So I see a lot of men turning to be incels. Like, I didn't even know what an incel was, but the internet is showcasing so many incels. I actually looked into it, and like to be involuntary celibate, that's tough. Sex ain't everything, of course, and it's good to retain and have value on your nuts and all of that, but it's definitely a lot of dudes out here that's striking out because the girls today, they know how to get direct access to the top dudes. And and a lot of dudes feel like if they're not the top dude, they look pretty much worthless. So it's just really a new space and a new era we're living in because of how women have advanced through the internet. And I think a lot of dudes need help with that. And that's where the group is going to be valuable too. Because I need these young men to know that they are valuable, they are valued, and also apply pressure to niggas to step their game up. Because you can't just pout and be like, oh man, man, girls like that dude and I'm not that dude. Nah, be that dude. Go get fit. Go get smart. Go get a good job. Go get some education. Go get something of high level value, because all they really care about is high value. And women know how to get to the high value because they got access to the internet. They can go find the most high value dude and slide in his DMs and get full access. When we was growing up, it wasn't that easy. So it is kind of like skipping out on the average dude, but hey, don't be the average dude. You can go be great. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this revolution and this evolution, and I see us doing events from this, like meeting these people in real life and collaborating, because I connect the dots with people all the time. Like I connected you and Sky, you know what I'm saying? And from that relationship, we was able to elevate in some capacity, and see other like-minded men. And we went out there and worked on the documentary and, built up our skill sets, built up our mindsets. So I think just the more we do this, you know what I'm saying? Me and you collaborating every day, it really all go back to that trifecta. Between what I learned between me, you, and Sky, I'd be like, cool. If I had 10 more Dons and Skies, where would I be at? You know what I'm saying? And that's my vision, and also if I, brought to the table to 10 more men what I brought to y'all, the level of elevation is scary.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I know, shit, I've leveled up like tenfold ever since we met when I was in the military, bro. I definitely was already highly advanced for where I was at in my age and all that great stuff. But after you put me in the game with so many things, I feel like I saved so much time. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate about like dudes just sharing game, mentorship, brothers coming together, whatever people want to call it. I feel like that shit is deeply important. I got some homies that like really be trying to figure out life on their own and just keep bumping their head on everything. And if they were, they just tap into networking a little bit more, which is, why I suggested them the group. I know a couple of them is, making their way over there now, but just getting that sort of game and that advice, bro, expedites the process on so much stuff. On
so
so much
so
stuff.
so fast, you know. And even with you, like we went through so many levels of like the Mercer Millions Academy on just growing up, manhood, finances, how to deal with women, how to deal with life, how to deal with your emotions, how to deal with your mom, how to deal with day to day, how to deal with failure, how to deal with organizing your life and structuring things to be more efficient. Like all these was like classes on classes on classes. But now you to the point to now that you got all that in order, now I'm showing you how to be a better leader, how to be a better mentor, how to lead a group of men. It's just like this shit is just like the army. Like you a sergeant now, and a sergeant has to be responsible for soldiers. You know what I mean? So you at that point now, and that's super dope. It's also super dope that we both went to the military. So we have this hierarchy and this advancement thing. Like you got to do so many things before you advance to that next step. Like a job is one way to learn that hierarchy and that advancement, but the military, since we were both there, we got a good understanding on what it means to be a sergeant. But now you getting into sergeant status. You know what I mean? And for me as a leader, I need my fucking sergeants. I need my other leaders around because if I put it all on myself, I'm gonna wear myself out. And also, if you're not developing leaders as a man, what are you doing? Like I tell you all the time, bro, you should exceed what I'm doing in life. I remember you asked me that a couple times, like, why do you think I should exceed you? Because, nigga, if you don't exceed me, I'm not doing my job. Because I'm giving you the game that I got, and you got it at an earlier age. So you should far exceed the things that I've achieved in life.
So in terms of the men's group, how would you measure like the success of it? Like, how are you gonna know a couple weeks down the line, a couple months down the line, when time passes, you'd be like, okay, this is doing what it needs to do.
I don't really have no expectations on people's success. I just want people to have access to the group. Um, just being there is success. Just somebody stopping their day to download Discord to be like, I want to see what these dudes got going on. Because even if, let's say, somebody come in and they just stay in the sports section and they don't even go into general, they don't go into emotional support, they don't go into business, they don't even look at it, but they just want to go in there and talk sports. Hey, it's a safe space for you to engage with people in sports. And even if you find another Raider fan, another Cowboy fan, and y'all build, you was in a group of solid dudes. So now you just got exposed to another solid dude, and it's nothing but good that can come from that. So, do I want everybody to get rich? Absolutely. Do I want to get everybody good with women? Absolutely. Do I want to get everybody mental health together? Absolutely. But they're going to get that by just entering the room. Cause you just in the environment of all solid people. And if anybody in there is goofy or too negative or just not the vibe, the beautiful part about it is we got moderators. We could talk about this person and see if we want this person to be accessing our community, and we can exit them out if needed. So even if they don't super dive into the resources, just being exposed to solid men. Because would you agree or not agree? Is it hard to find solid men or dude that's on our wave?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there you go. Like, I mean, out of all of the men that I met in my life, I could probably say it's like 5 to 6 solid dudes. And I met thousands of men in my life. You know, people in general, men, women, whatever. It's kind of hard to come across like top tier, good hearted, good character people. So just them being
So,
exposed to good character people is a win for me.
so what you saying that kind of brings me back to when you were asking about how the internet impacted men. I think the internet impacted men too because it's like we got to scrap everything society used to do. We changed so much. So now the internet is a big resource. It is a big tool. And most men are not able to speak as men on the internet. And I think that might also, this is just theory, but I think it makes sense. I think it might also like affect how men connect, because when you go on the internet, it's so many spaces where women can speak freely, say what they need to say, and it could be the wildest shit. But with dudes, not so much. So I notice guys not being as active on the internet, and even though it's a valuable tool to connect, because it's just kind of tricky maneuvering and finding somewhere where you can actually kind of be yourself, say what you need to say. So
Yeah, it's interesting because women have the grace and the space to freely express whatever from top to bottom. And the internet is more of a judgment free space. And people still judge, yeah. And it may be because back, in the past that they were more suppressed on what the things that they can do and say. And I get it. But, the dude that's 14, 15, 16 now is like, hey, I want to express too, because that's what he's being exposed to. He's like, hey, I see women freely expressing and freely talking about this and talking about that and being themselves unapologetically. Why can't I be myself unapologetically? So I get that too. We definitely need our locker room spaces, cancel culture and being super judgmental on manhood and all of that stuff definitely has been like an attack on the internet. But we definitely need our locker room spaces. Those are super valuable for us. And don't know women belong in a locker room. Don't know kids belong in the locker room. We need our spaces where men can be men and talk about the things that we want to talk about, how we want to talk about them.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we can just go ahead and wrap up. Like I said, ultimately, I'm happy that we was able to develop this. This has been a long time coming, and I definitely look forward to expanding with men across the world, doing events, and actively helping people level up. My mission as a man is to mentor, and I'm happy that sitting in that space proudly. I used to be afraid to be a mentor and sit in that space, even though I was doing it already. But I saw the results with you, and I saw the results with Sky, and y'all have been like my like entry level like testimonials. If we did an interview with you and him, y'all could talk about all the things that we collectively have built upon. And I'm like, man, if I could just touch more people, I could literally change the state of manhood. We can change the state of manhood. Even deeper, the stuff that I learned from y'all, the conversations me and you have had. You always ask me like, how do I help you? You my mentor, but how do I help you? Me giving you instructions and you going out there and doing it and coming back with the results makes me more confident in my walk of life and my direction, because I'm like, okay, these things work for me, but I gave another person with a whole nother life and a whole nother background those instructions, and he came back with the fruit from it. That's telling me like, hey, this stuff works. And then I'm telling other people and like, hey, this stuff works. This perspective works. This mindset works. We read the 50 laws of power and the art of seduction and how to win friends and influence people and the secret and the this and the that. And we get all of this insight, but we have an insight that works as well. So just putting all the minds together and getting the results, man, that's everything for me. And it's just all about making things easier for men, because it is a little challenging for men in this new society that we in, and we need each other. And I never knew how much we needed each other until I came with and collaborated with you and Sky. I never knew how powerful men relationships was. I really used to think that we had to invest all of the love and all of the friendship and all of the unity and all of the bonding with women. I never was like, man, I need a bro that I could build with. I was never like that. I was like, man, I need a chick to build with. Even my businesses, I always wanted my girls to be entrepreneurs so we can build together. And there's definitely value in that. But once again, I just seen how fast we was able to elevate in just this year, dog. This nigga was every year since the pandemic has been the best year of my life. Why? Because of my collaboration with men.
Mhm. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, dog.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's only gonna get better now that the our network is growing and we have, other men we're gonna be chopping it up and exchanging game with.
yep. And then even just to put the final, the icing on the cake, we looked at Goldie, and we broke down his personality style and his information and how he delivered it. We broke down like I said, Mr. Organic, uh what's some other people? Andrew Tate, David Goggins. Is there anybody else we Fresh and Fit? Who else?
A lot
We
of people,
yeah,
bro.
we be breaking down all of these
Yeah.
personality archetypes, and one thing I noticed is they got their angles on how they deliver information to men. The whole red pill movement and community, but we also notice some holes in all of their operations. So even us, we be talking about stuff and we be like, you know what? They're not talking about this stuff on the podcast. Even the dating podcast, like tonight's conversation and all of the alpha male podcasts, and then all of the girls, the girly podcasts. We be like, I get the information, but they still missing some pieces. And the interesting part about that is I think a lot of people are making their podcasts and their groups based off their niche, and they want to stay in their niche to be a certain way. Like the red pill guys just got to be hardcore red pill, this, but they not telling the whole story. I think what's going to be unique about our group is we're going to tell the whole story from all of the angles and let people decide what angle they want to go in as far as this manhood journey, because the red pill way ain't the way. The pimping and the hardcore pimping and macking, for me, it ain't the way. You definitely got to have some of that in your back pocket, but to be hardcore one way ain't it, because we're well-rounded men, and that's what's different about us. We got a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
We got a
I
lot. We
think
got a lot of bit of everything.
I think the way that today's man has to be is like a renaissance man and have a lot of different skill sets under his belt. So that's a perspective that I love that we're gonna be sharing with the world as well. Cause YouTube is interesting. You can kind of go and find your specific niche, but at the end of the day, um, like you were saying, just to piggyback off of what you were saying, it might be different bags that you got to draw from to execute whatever mission you on. So I'm just looking forward for us sharing that sort of game and seeing what other people got to chop up about as well.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, man, I'm actually about to, do some promo for the group right now and make sure we launch properly. Get myself right for this 75 hard challenge, and make sure coming into the new year strong. And even think like next year we're gonna have a group of men that we've been developing with for a whole year. So the next 75 hard challenge or whatever challenge we do is gonna be that much more powerful. And it's crazy. This shit keeps me like wakes me up in the morning. Even like
Oh
the
yeah.
like when I wake up in the morning and I see the text, I'm like, hey, these dudes is actually working and connecting while I'm asleep, and I wake up and it's progress. And that as a man keeps me going every day. So happy we was able to develop this. I definitely appreciate you for making the group, because I wasn't gonna make it until July, and pushing me, to be great. And that's what this brotherhood shit is all about, man. There's a healthy pressure to be great.
Absolutely. Absolutely, dog.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to get to it, so we can tap in later.
All right, so bet.
All right, peace.
Peace.